later. Now let's talk about the responsiveness support. I don't mean just layouts that automatically size things. I mean managing multiple products with different resolution or even completely different architecture in a single LVGL Pro project. By completely different, I mean you can have an MCU project with a smaller screen, and you can have an MPU project with a larger screen and with some 3D, all handled inside the same UI project. Of course, it makes sense if the UIs are mostly similar, have a similar concept, similar menu structure. Maybe a few things are hidden on a variant or visible on another one. Or maybe some components have a different view. Let's see how to do that. Let's go to projects.xml. Now we have a single target by default, but I will change it to small 320 by 240. I will create a new target, which will be large, and it will be 800 by 480. So just looking into that, let's see what changed so far. If we go back to the screen, now we have our small screen where we have some scrolling things already because it's like pushed a little bit. And here we can change to the larger screen. So we didn't do anything special so far, but already you can review your designs in both resolutions. Let's go back to our card component and do something interesting here. I want to have this view if the selected target is small. And I copy paste this. Because I want a similar view if the target is large. But let's change a few things. On large, I want to have a larger title. This one, wow, it's not visible. What happened? We need to tell the preview which target to use. So let's scroll up, and now the light preview is selected. Let's copy it. Let's call it light large. Let's make it really larger, like 400. And tell it to use the large target. Okay, and now it's really better. Now we have more bold text. Also for the subtitle, a simple text is not enough because it's large. So let's go for an H5 here. Also make the switch a little bit larger. It's a little bit too much. Now it's really large. At least we will see the difference clearly. Okay, let's go back to the screen. Now we have the large target selected. As you can see, these switches are much larger than these were. If I switch back to small, the other view will be selected. Now the switches have the same size again. The great thing is when you export code and check how it looks in the card's generated code, these views are protected by an if check. So if you set UI target small as a define, then this part will be active. If you set this one large as active target, then this code will be active. And this is how you can have even things that are not supported on one target but supported on the other. Like here you can have a widget which shows 3D stuff. Just maybe this part won't be active if you compile it for an MCU. But in the editor, you can check and manage all the things at the same time. If you go to globals.xml, here we also have a lot of constants, for example. We have these smaller spaces, this radius, this border width. Now all these are used for the whole project. However, I can do the same with constants. I can use an if target here as well, and I can have a different set of constants if the target changes.